Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to the video. My name is Alex. I'm one half of the Honest Entrepreneurs. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into a beginner's guide to Amazon FBA. 18 steps from the very start to the very finish, from A to Z or A to Z, however you pronounce it. It's basically like what you need to do every step of the way. So if you're new to Amazon, if you're new to selling online and you're a little bit unsure, stick around, watch the entire video. It's a high level view of everything that you need to go through. It's a high level view of the process, but I think it should give you a really good understanding of what's involved. At each point, I might make a comment around, that we have a video that goes more in depth, because for a lot of these, we are creating videos at the moment. So stay tuned and keep your eyes on the channel, because some of these subjects are quite complex. But the point of today's video is that it's going to be an overview of the whole process. So let's get started by first of all defining what is Amazon FBA. So FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. Basically, in a nutshell, Mr. Bezos, however you say his name, he has thousands of warehouses across the world, and he has a logistics sort of infrastructure set up where you can send your products to his warehouses. His support staff do all of the packaging, they do all of the delivery, they do absolutely everything. So when a customer buys on Amazon, you basically don't have to do anything once your product is in the warehouse. So I have products that I source from China, we send them to Amazon's warehouse, a customer goes online, they buy our product, and Amazon takes care of all the shipping and all of the tough part, basically. So obviously this is really valuable, because in the past you might have had to get a warehouse, you might have had to employ staff. You don't have to do any of that stuff. So it's a great way of creating a scalable e-commerce business. So now let's dive in to looking at the step-by-step guide. Number one, the first thing that you need to do is you need to set up your business entity. So if you're in the UK, this is generally a limited company. If you're in the US, this is the same thing, is known as like an LLC. I'm going to do this from the point of view of a UK seller. It doesn't mean that you can only sell in the UK, but what it means is that your business is registered in the UK. So you can do this by going to the government website. If you just Google set up a limited company, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to go into too much detail. It'll probably take you a couple of hours probably to set it all up, probably even less than that. I think, I can't remember exactly when. It was a couple of years ago that I did it. There are some services that will help you do it, but it's a pretty straightforward process. You can either do this, or you can choose to stay as a sole trader, where you're just self-employed. But you can basically do all of this through the government website. It's pretty straightforward. The second step is that you need to create an Amazon seller account. I remember thinking actually that this would be quite complex. I didn't think anybody could just sell on Amazon, but it's not true. In fact, anyone can actually do it. All you need to do is come to the Sell on Amazon website. So if you literally just type in Sell on Amazon UK or Sell on Amazon US, and you'll come to this website. And in a nutshell, there's two different ways that you can do this. There's number one, which is the basic plan, and then there's the professional plan. A little bit of a tip here is, if you're still quite far away from actually sending products into Amazon, just pick the basic plan. You don't need to be paying a monthly fee of £25 when you're not selling anything yet. A lot of people make this mistake where they create a professional account, they start paying the monthly fee, and then they realize they're months away from selling their actual products, and they've wasted like £100. You don't need to do that. So just create a basic account, give them all your information, get your account verified, and then you're basically ready to send products into Amazon. Step number 3 is you need to create a Helium 10 account and download the Chrome extension. So what is Helium 10? In a nutshell, Helium 10 is, in my opinion and most people's opinion, the best software for selling on Amazon. It helps you do the product research, the keyword research, it helps you make your listing. Basically, Helium are creating just a piece of software that helps you do everything you need to do on Amazon. I think the price starts at like $39 per month. We do actually have a bonus code in the description where you get 50% off your first month, or you get 10% off for life, basically. So if you want to get a nice little bonus on that, use our bonus code. We do get an affiliate fee for that, but you'd be helping us out. So everybody wins, right? So another thing that I mentioned is the Chrome extension, which is something that comes with the free account for Helium 10 actually. So what I'll do is I will go to Amazon here. So the Chrome extension is this little tool up here in the right hand corner. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to see how much revenue a product or a set of products are doing on Amazon. So I'm not really sure at the moment what the issue with this is. It's saying a lot of them, there's no data. But as you can see with these ones here, what it does is it pulls up using an algorithm a rough estimate of the amount of revenue that a product is doing. So this is one of the essential steps of selling on Amazon is you need to learn how to find products that have demand and that people are buying. So you can come in and sell products that you know people are looking for. So after you've created your Helium 10 account, you've got to grips with the Chrome extension, you need to create a free Alibaba account. So you might be saying, Alex, what the hell is Alibaba? Is that something from the Aladdin movie? It probably is. I haven't seen that movie for a while. But what Alibaba.com is it's the #1 wholesale website from China. So basically this is where the vast majority of people source their products in bulk. You buy them from suppliers and you get them shipped to Amazon. So in the beginning this seems a little bit weird, like what you're just going to buy from some like random supplier in China, but this is a billion-dollar industry. So Alibaba makes it super easy to find the suppliers, to speak to them, to arrange how to, different product packaging, to put your logo, all of these things. This is where everybody goes to buy their products in bulk. So you can create a free account in a couple of minutes, get verified, and then you're pretty much ready to start finding, suppliers to sell your products. Step number 5 is we need to go back to Helium 10 and you need to start doing product research. So Helium 10 have this tool which is called Black Box. And what this does is it allows you to put in different criteria and different filters to help you try and find products. So as I mentioned before, you want to try and find things that you know already have an existing demand. You don't want to put something on Amazon that people are not looking for. So I won't go too in depth into this today because we do have videos that cover this subject a little bit more in depth. But essentially this is where you would plug in a lot of different criteria. You would scroll through, you would look at the different products that are in high demand on Amazon, and then you would think, I wonder if I could sell that, but I could change the color, or I could improve this, or I could do that. And this is basically the basis of finding a product to sell on Amazon. Number 6 is you need to create a short list of products that you think can sell. So this is from using Black Box, from using the Chrome extension, through looking on Alibaba, through looking on Amazon itself. You need to start creating a short list of products. Don't just focus on one product. Try and get down 10, 15 different products that you know are in high demand so that you can compare them. You can go to Alibaba and you can find prices from suppliers. And then you can start to understand, okay, I don't think I can sell this one. I'm not going to have a good enough profit margin. This one is too hard to source. Like, you need to start narrowing a big product list down to maybe 5 or 6 products that are possibilities for you to sell on Amazon. Number 7 is you need to contact shipping suppliers or freight forwarders as they're known to get a rough price for shipping. So an example that I wanted to show you is this company called Westbound Logistics. So they're quite well known in the UK. They're a big legitimate shipping company. If you approach these guys and you say, okay, I have 500 units that I want to ship from China to the UK or to the US, you give them the dimensions of the packaging, you give them all of the details, they will give you a rough quote of how much the shipping will cost. So this is important when you're in the product research stage because you need to understand what's called your landed cost. So your landed cost is the price it costs from China or wherever you're sourcing it to Amazon's warehouse. So let's say our landed cost is $5. That means to buy the product, to pay all of the taxes, to pay for the shipping, and to get it to Amazon's warehouse, it cost me $5. I know that if it cost me $5, I roughly need to sell it for at least $15. you want to be selling it for around 3x the price that you land it for. This will leave you with a healthy profit margin and allow you to make that sweet, sweet cash moolah. So one of the main things is you need to speak to a legitimate freight forwarder to understand the shipping price, because if you don't understand how much it's going to cost to ship your product to Amazon, you can't work out your landed cost. Number 8, you need to start narrowing down your supplier options. So we were looking at black box before, we were looking at products that are in demand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that we found something and we're going to look for it on Alibaba. So if you've seen one of our previous videos, we did a bit of a game show, and one of the products we looked at was lawn aerator shoes. So let's imagine you found this product with black box. You can see that the revenue is very high, it's in demand. So what you then need to do is you need to come to Alibaba and you need to find a supplier. So don't just contact one supplier, you need to reach out to many different suppliers, usually 6 or 7 at least, and you need to get a quote from each of them. So you need to tell them how many units you're looking at buying, you need to tell them where you're going to be shipping it to roughly, is it the UK, is it the US? So they will give you a price based on the amount that you want to order. So if we take a look at this one here, for example, this is where you can see they give you a price between 500 and 2,000 pieces, it's 420, and obviously you get a discount for the more that you buy. So at this point you need to contact a few suppliers. It's good to get one that has really good English, good communication, and you need to narrow it down. So then once you've picked a supplier that you trust, that's got great communication, maybe you've got 5 or 6 different ones that you think I could work with these guys. The next step then is narrowing down and ordering samples from a few of these suppliers. So what you want to do this for is you need to get the actual product in your hand. So you need to order from all of these suppliers that you've been speaking to, and you need to get the product. I don't know, like this for example, this tape measure. I will have ordered this from 6 or 7 different suppliers, and I will test and see how well it works. Like this one's a bit shitty and rusty. So then you've got 5 or 6 different options in front of you that you can compare, and you can go with the one that is the highest quality. So that brings me to step number 9, pick the best sample and pick the best supplier. So when you've ordered all your samples, when you've spoken to all of your suppliers, you need to pick the best one. And this is the person that you're gonna be working with long term with all of your products. So for example, with this, if I think this is the best one, it's the highest quality, the supplier's got great communication, I'm getting a good price, then I'm gonna go with this supplier. They're gonna be the supplier that I work with on this product. Step number 10, I don't know why I did number 5. 10 is 5 plus 5. Step number 10, you need to calculate your first order amount and then place your first order. So roughly to work out, and we do have a video that goes more in depth on this subject, you roughly need to have at least 2.5 months of supply. So what that means is that if you think you're gonna sell 300 units a month, then you're gonna need 750 units for your first order. The reason for this is because there is what's called a lead time. Now, a lead time is the time it takes from you placing your order to it arriving in Amazon's warehouse ready to be sold. So the reason you need to estimate how many you're gonna sell per month is you need to have enough to stay in stock from that first order. A good rule of thumb is at least 2.5 months, so bear that in mind when you're placing your first order. Step number 11, you need to get professional photos. Do not skip on this. Let me show you an example of a great listing, not this one. Okay, so this is a very competitive niche. This is earbuds. This is a very competitive niche. If you take a look at the photos in this niche, they're very high quality, very professional. So the importance of the photos cannot be understated. These are the most important part of your listing. So find a professional photographer, send them your product, and get professional product photos made. Number 12, start creating your product packaging. Right, so this is the box, the bag, whatever it is that your product is going to arrive in. You need to start creating that now. So you need to hire somebody on Fiverr or on Upwork or if you've got amazing Photoshop skills, do it yourself. We recommend hiring somebody to do it. But you need to create your product packaging so when it arrives to the customer, they open it and they're blown away. You know, like when you open an iPhone and it's like, wow, it's that experience. You listen to that thing slide off, whatever it is. You need to do that. You need to create a great customer experience when they're unboxing your product. Step number 13 is you need to buy your barcode. So before you can start creating your listing, every product needs a UPC code or a barcode. What we would recommend is that you go to this website called GS1. Now you'll see a lot of people talking about barcodes. Can you use GS1? Can you use something that's cheaper? There are some cheaper options, but we would recommend do it the way that Amazon recommends, which is this way through GS1. It costs a little bit more money, but we think it's worth it to not run the risk of getting banned or getting your listing taken down for not using correct barcodes. Number 14 is you need to start creating your listing. So our listing, when we talk about a listing, is basically this part. It's where your product is looked at from the customer when it's on Amazon. So a lot of work needs to go in to create all of this stuff. You need to get your professional product photos done, which I mentioned in the previous step. You need to add them to here. You get 7 photos that you can add to try and make your product just look as attractive, as valuable as possible, so people are more likely to buy it. Now this is a super important step, and basically this is your storefront. So you need to create this to the highest possible standard if you want to have a high chance of customers buying and you having success selling on Amazon. Number 15, you need to create a shipping plan. So Tom actually has a video where it goes into this very in depth, but I will give you a brief overview of what this means. So basically from your Amazon Seller Central selling account, you can basically say to Amazon, I'm going to send in 500 of these tape measures. Don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can. I'm going to send in 500, and Amazon will tell you where to send them, and you will tell them how you're sending them. You know, how big the cartons are, how many units are in one box. This is basically just where you're telling Amazon to expect your products, so they know they're arriving to the factory, so they can sort of package them and do everything that they need to do in order to send them out. Number 16, when your order is finished, you need to arrange your shipping to Amazon's warehouse. So you will have placed your order with your supplier. 4 or 5 weeks has gone by, your order is ready, your supplier is telling you that your products are nearly ready to pick up. Depending on the shipping options that you've used, your supplier might get them to the port, or you might use a company like Westbound Logistics. They will pick them up from your supplier and they will ship them to the Amazon warehouse. When you make your shipping plan in the previous step, you'll get an address of the Amazon warehouse, and that's where you will tell your shipping supplier or your freight forwarder to send them to this address. And from there, they take care of everything. Your product will arrive at Amazon. You will get notified of the products being checked in. It's an amazing email to receive. You get a message saying your products are being checked in. Super exciting. And from there, your products will be available and ready to buy from customers on Amazon. So then number 17, you need to start planning your launch strategy. So imagine this, you've shipped your products from China all the way to Amazon's warehouse. They're on their way. So imagine this, right? Your products are on the way to China. You need to start planning a launch strategy. So what this means is it's how you're essentially going to start selling your product. You can do this in multiple ways. One of the main ways is through PPC. So PPC stands for pay per click. And basically what it means is that you create adverts on Amazon so people see your product. So when you have a new product, you create a lot of these adverts and then people click on them, they go to your listing and they buy your product. A good way to do a launch strategy is to go very heavy on PPC in the beginning to get a lot of people to buy your product. And then what starts to happen is when Amazon sees people buying your product, it will naturally start making it appear all over Amazon, which means then you start to get what we call organic sales. And these are sales through people clicking on it and buying it, but without clicking on a PPC advertisement. So this is one of the ways that you can plan to launch. You need to do a lot of keyword research, which we cover in another video. And this is to find the keywords that people are searching to find your product. Another way you can do this is through giveaways. Now there are services that do this. It's essentially where you give away your product for free, and what that does is it helps Amazon think, oh, people are buying this product, we want to promote it more, which in turn helps you get more sales. We will go more in depth into different launch strategies, but it's around this time that you need to start planning it and you need to understand how you're going to get people to start buying your product. Number 18, when your product arrives, you need to execute on your launch strategy. So this means whatever you've picked, whether it's PPC advertising, whether it's giveaways, this is where your product is live, it's ready, and you need to start. You need to turn on your advertising campaigns, you need to start your giveaways. You basically need to send a ton of traffic to your listing to get people to start buying. So that's 18 steps, guys. I hope that made sense. Obviously, some of these I've gone over quite briefly. They are a little bit complex when you actually get down to doing them, but hopefully that gives you an idea from start to finish what it is that you need to do to start selling on Amazon. If it's something that you're thinking about and you're on the fence, what I would say is just start doing it. Once you get into the process, you will see the potential that there is to make a lot of money selling products on Amazon. It's growing every single day. E-commerce is a booming business, and selling on Amazon is only going to get bigger and bigger. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope after today you've got a nice overview. If you weren't really too sure about how selling on Amazon works, from this point you've got a bit of an overview of exactly what you need to do. If you do need any help, give Tom or I a message down below, leave us a comment, or you can find our email address in the description. We're happy to give you some help and share our experience and what we've been doing. But take a look at the channel. We're adding videos all the time that covers all of this stuff more in depth. And if you need anything else, please let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, good luck, get started if you're not already doing it, you won't regret it.